All right, so we're diving deep today into a Champions League quarterfinal that I think has everyone buzzing a bit.
Oh, yeah, this is a big one for sure.
Arsenal taking on Real Madrid in the first leg. And, we've been looking at all the information you sent over.
Right.
And I got to say here at Tixmodo, we're pretty excited about this one.
It's not just any old European clash, is it?
No.
It's Real Madrid. We're talking about 15-time Champions League winners.
Yeah.
Coming off, a dramatic penalty shootout win against their rivals, Atletico Madrid. And then you have Arsenal,
Right.
who are, looking to win their first Champions League trophy.
Desperate to get their hands on it.
Exactly. And after that really impressive win against PSV.
Yeah, they look good in that one.
Yeah.
9-3 on aggregate.
Yeah.
A real statement.
But I think what we find really interesting at Tipsmodo is the contrast in styles between these two.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a real clash of,
Well, let's start with Arsenal.
Because they're back in the quarterfinals for the first time in 7 years.
Yeah.
And as you said, that win against PSV was very comfortable, but that second leg at home, 2-2 draw.
Yeah.
Maybe a sign that the attack isn't as sharp as it was.
I was going to say, do you think that's something that Real Madrid might try and exploit?
Well, they have to, don't they?
Yeah.
If they want to get a result.
Especially considering Arsenal's recent form.
Right.
That draw against Everton in the league seems to have, really hurt their title hopes.
It's knocked them back, hasn't it?
Yeah, so maybe they're now fully focused on the Champions League.
They just got to go for it now.
All their eggs in one basket now.
It is interesting, though, when you look at the history between these two.
Yeah.
Arsenal have never lost a competitive game against Real Madrid.
Really?
Never.
Wow.
And, of course, there's that famous Thierry Henry goal.
Oh, at the Burnaby.
Yeah, back in 2006.
I remember that.
Secured their place in the next round after a 0-0 draw at Highbury in the first leg.
So, maybe psychologically that gives them an edge.
It must do.
Even against a team like Real Madrid.
Yeah, a giant of a game.
Yeah, exactly.
But then again, you look at Arsenal's home form in the Champions League this season, it's been incredible.
Yeah.
10 games unbeaten.
Right.
8 clean sheets.
The Emirates is a fortress.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
But this is Real Madrid's attack we're talking about.
Yeah, this is the ultimate test for their defense.
For sure.
Now, Real Madrid, of course, they are the kings of this competition.
Yeah.
They know how to win it.
Unparalleled experience.
And under Ancelotti, we saw against Atletico just how resilient they are.
Yeah.
Going behind in the first minute.
Right.
But then coming back to win on penalties.
Incredible.
Yeah, they've got that mental strength that you need in these big European games.
Absolutely. And their quarterfinal record is just...
It's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah. They haven't been knocked out at this stage since the 03-04 season.
I mean, that says it all.
It does.
They really know how to perform when it matters.
It makes you wonder what their secret is.
Doesn't it?
How do they always seem to find a way to win?
It's Real Madrid.
It is.
But, we have picked up on a few things here at Tipsmodo.
Oh.
Looking at their domestic form, it has been a little bit inconsistent recently.
All right.
I mean, conceding 4 goals against Real Sociedad.
Yeah, even though they won the tie overall.
Right.
It wasn't convincing, was it?
And then that 2-1 loss to Valencia in the league.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some vulnerabilities there that Arsenal could exploit. Maybe.
They'll be studying those games for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Looking for weaknesses.
Yeah.
But let's not forget Real Madrid's attack.
It's frightening.
It is.
They've scored against 111 different teams in the Champions League.
It's a crazy stat.
It is crazy.
And they'll be looking to add Arsenal to that list.
Yeah. As they chase their 16th title.
Right.
I'm sure Thierry Henry's goal is still in their minds.
Yeah.
And they'll be determined to make their own mark on this fixture.
Absolutely.
So let's have a look at team news, shall we?
Yeah, let's do that.
Starting with Arsenal.
Okay.
They've got a few injury problems.
Oh, yeah?
Gabriel Jesus is out.
Right.
Kai Havertz, Takehiro Tomiyasu, Gabriel Magalhaes.
Wow.
All sidelined.
That's a lot of players missing.
It is. And Raheem Sterling is suspended as well.
Oof. That's a big blow for Arteta, isn't it?
How do you think he's going to approach this game tactically with so many players out?
Well, I think it's definitely a challenge. But I think the good news for Arsenal is that Bukayo Saka is back from his hamstring injury.
Oh, that's a big boost.
Huge.
Yeah.
His pace and, directness.
Right.
That's going to be crucial for them.
Yeah, we think he'll be key to their attack.
Yeah, we do too here at Tipsmodo.
In midfield, I reckon Thomas Partey will have a big job protecting the defense.
And Arteta might go with Ødegaard and Rice alongside him.
Yeah.
You know, a bit of creativity and a bit of steel.
A good balance.
Yeah.
What about defense?
Well, it looks like Timber and Kiwior will be the center back pairing.
Okay.
But at fullback, he might have to give some youngsters a chance.
Like who's?
Leno Sousa or Royal Walters, maybe.
Right.
Depends on what Arteta wants to do.
So what about Real Madrid then?
Well, they've got their own key player missing.
Oh, that.
Aurelian Chouameni,
Oh, yeah.
suspended for too many yellow cards.
Right.
And they've also got a few injuries.
Okay.
Carvajal, Militao, Mendy, Lunin,
Right.
and former Arsenal man Dani Ceballos.
Oh, right.
All out.
So a few absentees for them as well.
They are.
But I guess the good news is that Courtois is fit again.
Yeah, he's back.
Back in goal.
Yep.
And Mbappe, Vinícius Jr., Rudiger,
Yes.
all avoided suspension after that Atletico game.
Which is crucial for them.
Absolutely.
So I think we'll probably see Rudiger and Alaba back as the center back pairing.
Yeah, makes sense.
And be interesting to see if he makes the squad.
He might do.
He's been struggling for fitness, but
Yeah.
he could be an option off the bench.
So with Tchouaméni out, what do you think the midfield will look like?
Well, I think Valverde and Camavinga will probably start in the middle.
Yeah, alongside
Bellingham.
Bellingham,
Yeah.
who's been excellent for them.
Oh, he's been fantastic.
Yeah.
And up front, I mean,
Yeah, we all know what they're capable of.
it's a scary prospect for any defense.
Vinícius Jr. and Mbappe Rodrigo,
It's just,
a nightmare to deal with.
yeah.
So based on what we know and what we've been looking at Tips Moto,
Right.
here are the potential starting lineups
Okay.
for Arsenal.
Uh-huh.
I think it'll be Raya in goal,
Right.
then Timber Saliba, Kiwior, Lewis Skelly.
A very young back four.
It is
Interesting.
in midfield, Ødegaard, Partey Rice,
Mm-hmm.
and then Saka, Marino, Martinelli up front.
Okay, and what about Real Madrid?
Courtois in goal, of course.
Right.
Then maybe Vasquez, Asensio, Rudiger, Alaba at the back.
Valverde, Camavinga in midfield with Rodrigo Bellingham and Vinícius Jr. behind Mbappe.
It's pretty formidable.
It does, doesn't it?
It really does.
So considering Real's experience at this stage of the competition
Yeah.
and Arsenal's amazing home form,
Mm-hmm.
we're expecting a really tight tactical first leg.
I think so, too.
I think it's going to be a fascinating game.
Absolutely. And so we hope this deep dive from Tips Moto
Right.
into this Champions League quarterfinal has given you a better understanding
Yeah,
of what to expect.
exactly.
And as always, we are committed to delivering you the best analysis
Absolutely.
of all the big games.
We want to give you the edge.
So what you're looking for, expert betting tips
Right.
and in-depth analysis,
That's also a wide range of football matches.
then head over to
www.tipsmoto.co.k.
our team at Tips Moto is working hard to give you the inside track.
Absolutely.
So thanks for joining us for this deep dive,
It's been a pleasure.
and we'll see you next time.
See you then.